Alright, now I get to say some good things. Um, First of all, I'm going to say my buddy, I'm not going to say his name because most people are digging on this movie right now, so I might get some foul comments, but I don't know. But I gotta disagree with you on this one. Buddy of mine really didn't dig this at all. Thought it was terrible. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Um, Talking about Hobo with a Shotgun. Um, of course, most of you know that this started out as a fake trailer, and the buzz was so great about it that they made it into a feature-length movie. And I didn't really follow it a whole bunch because it was always something I knew that I was going to see. I was going to watch. I mean, just from the title alone, Hobo with a Shotgun. That's a great fucking title, and Rutger Hauer being in it. I always knew I was going to watch it, so I didn't really follow up. I didn't watch. I don't even think I watched. I don't know that I even watched a trailer for it once it was completed. So I kind of went into it a little blind, which may have helped me. I did see a few comments about that a lot of people thought it was going to be more of a serious toned movie, and that it wasn't. So I sort of knew going into it. I sort of knew anyway going into it that it was going to kind of be not to take this thing seriously. I mean, the title alone, Hobo with a Shotgun. I mean, come on, not something to really be taken seriously. But one thing that surprised me, and really I was really pleased with, was I thought it was going to be one of those sort of let's do this in the grindhouse style. I hate using that term because I'm sorry, grindhouse is not a fucking genre. It is a noun. It is a place. It is a thing. It's not a style of film. All kinds of different genres of films played in grindhouses: exploitation, horror, kung fu, martial arts, adult, all kinds of different genres played in grindhouses. Yes, they were the more extreme, outrageous, cheap, low-budget stuff, but it was a lot of different things, and because of Tarantino and Rodriguez's Grindhouse, this term has sort of come about, and we've seen a lot of these like throwback. Let's set it in the 70s. Let's make it look scratchy and dull, and let's make it extreme. This is what Machete should have been. Nothing wrong with Machete per se. I'm not saying Machete's a bad movie, but this is what I expected out of Machete in terms of extremeness and maybe not tone, but extremeness. You know, the movie's called Machete. You know, this movie's called Hobo with a Shotgun. You expect some craziness to go down, and it does. There's actually very little of that whole, hey, let's make a grindhouse movie in this, other than the ad campaign, you know, the poster, the font. Yes, there's a little bit, the concept, vigilante hobo going on a rampage cleaning up the streets. That's sort of, that kind of has that what people are thinking is a grindhouse movie feel, but that's pretty much it. It's not really set in the 70s or 80s per se. I guess maybe it could be set in the 80s, but I'm pretty sure it's set in present day and or maybe somewhat of a future setting. I'm not really sure. It does a pretty good job at not setting it in a certain time period. To me, it's set in opposite reality. And you know, a lot of those movies do the whole let's scratch it up, make it look, dull down the colors. There's not a whole lot of fake print damage to speak of. It's fairly clean, and the colors are very overly saturated, bright and whatnot. honestly, what this reminds me of is what a graphic novel movie should be. It's a comic book movie. I mean, it's so over the top and so outrageous that it's really not. It's a modern day exploitation movie. And pretty much the premise, I'm sure you can all kind of guess what it is. I mean, Rutger Hauer is the hobo, and he rides into a town on a train, and he pretty much lands on the worst town on the planet Earth. Um, it's Helltown. It's it's honestly what it is. Do you remember Back to the Future 2 when Marty goes back to that alternate hill valley and everything's insane? Like there's one guy running everything and it's just nuts. Like people are just shooting each other and that's what this is. He stepped into Helltown or Hell Valley as they cross out the, which I do know on some of the interviews that the director was very influenced by those kind of movies, and he even makes a Marty McFly reference as to his two of his main villains, and they are villains. I mean, they are comic book villains. They talk that way, they act that way. It's very alternate reality. It's not set in reality to me at all. Um, and the great thing about it is the bar just keeps getting raised higher and higher and higher. If you're watching it and you're thinking, okay, I can't go any further than this, and they do it the next scene, you know. The gore in it is fantastic. It's all done practically, no digital. Um, which also in one of the interviews, he talks about how digital blood is a pet peeve of his, and I'm a kindred spirit with you on that. I hate it. Huge pet peeve of mine. It really, I don't know what it is. If you're doing more than like some splatter on the wall, digital blood looks terrible to me. It looks awful. And they did not do any digital blood. It's all practical. It all looks really good too, and there's a lot of it. Um, a buddy of mine kind of described it as Death Wish meets Evil Dead, which I guess maybe with the splatter type stuff from like Evil Dead, and then the whole vigilante thing, like from Death Wish. But I don't really. I think it's way opposite than that. Maybe the extremity that Evil Dead was at the time is this. Again, as long as you go into this not expecting a seriously toned film, and you expect, just to go in and have just a really good time watching some crazy stuff, then you're going to really enjoy this. Um, because that's what it is. Over the top insanity, and it's a whole lot of fun. This is another one of those grab your buddies, get some beer, sit down, and just fucking laugh your ass off. Um, Feature-wise, this is a pretty good disc feature-wise too. There is Shotgun Mode, which is one of those Blu-ray enhanced viewing things, behind the scenes interactive movie feature. I haven't watched that yet. I will, but I haven't yet. There's two commentaries. Both of them have the director. One has Rutger Hauer, the other has John Davies, the writer, Rod Control, the producer, David Bunt, the original hobo from the Grindhouse trailer. There's a making of featurette called More Blood, More Heart, which is pretty good length, probably at least a half hour. Deleted scenes, alternate ending, video blogs, camera test reel, Fangoria, interviews with Rutger Hauer and Jason Eisner, the director. The Rutger Hauer interview is not that long, maybe 10-15 minutes, but the Jason Eisner one is actually pretty good length. It's about 42-43 minutes. HDNet, a look at Hobo with a Shotgun. And there is, I guess they did, since the way that they started this movie was in a fake trailer contest. They had a fake trailer contest, and the winner is on here, called Van Gore, and then you had some trailers, theatrical trailer, Canadian TV spots for Hobo. So, fun, crazy, insane, over the top, good time, with lots of gore, lots of cheesy lines, a whole lot of fucking fun. So, if you haven't seen it, I would get this as soon as possible. It is a really damn good time. See you later.